So here we are then, it is race 8 of season 4 in my team career with Forza Jackson Racing. As you can see, we are still doing strong in them driver standings, third in the leaderboard, 87 points. Come 8th in Hungary, last race out, the wet weather qualifying done us over. Here at Spa, we're just missing a couple of corners in practice. Not going well there, catching the inside curve here. Learning the hard way that you can't do that. Final corner, too early in the acceleration. Up the hill here at full throttle. Just showing that we did have speed in the car there. 4th in the speed trap as we go into one-shot qualifying. Consider drive here, just checking final things. What tyres is going to be on, estimated time. We are on the soft tyre for qualifying. It's dry out on the track. One shot and one shot only. How do we do? As we cross the start-finish line to start the lap, it's a heavy brake into a right-hander here, really tight at the start of the race. Totally missed out and gone wide, but we've avoided that orange curve there, which will make you lose time if you clip it. It is full throttle now, down and back up the hill. Take a bit of apex there, not doing too bad here. As we touch 200 miles an hour going into the DRS zone, 210 miles an hour, brake at 212 miles an hour, go into the right-hander, don't catch that curve, you'll spin it. Really tight winding section there, nicely done. This is an awkward braking zone as you brake and turn right. Going downhill all the way here, cuts it left, that bollard. Wall, sorry, comes at you very fast, so you have to be careful there. A little bit of braking just to get the car under control, just swing it left hand. You've seen in practice, you don't want to touch that inside curve, you'll go spinning. Into the right hander here, switch it back to the left hander, and that gravel there does creep up on you if you oversteer out of the corner. Nicely done here, and we go into the long back straight, which will set us up for the final 2 corners. Yet again, getting up to 200 miles an hour. A lot of pace in this track. As we come to the bus stop chicane, we heavy brake, we swing it in right, a little bit of apex, get your car nice and straight on the exit here. We've just run wide. Where do we finish?
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Gasly, Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas. Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes Forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Now, we probably ought to start by discussing Pierre Gasly. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Lando Norris, Jackson, Tsunoda, Sainz, Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo.
So here we go then, it's 11 laps of Spa, 19 minutes and 12 seconds to complete. Softs then onto the medium. Let's get this race started now. We start in P6 as we get 5 lights on the board. And away we go. P6 here. Can we climb any positions from the start? We've actually overtook Lando Norris into P5. Gasly, Verstappen, Bottas. We do Lewis Hamilton on the around the outside. Yep, sorry. Chaos at the start there. Positions swapped everywhere. Verstappen and Bottas going side by side. Verstappen takes the lead there in front. Lewis Hamilton just behind Jackson now, creeping up the hill. This slipstream might be useful for Jackson. Down the back straight, ERS is open as we touch 206 miles an hour into the braking zone. So managed to secure an extra 2 places there. Oh, absolutely gets that corner wrong. Actually cuts the grass. Lewis Hamilton tried on the outside, but he retains that place. Lewis Hamilton is very close though. Won't be long before he tries another one. Think about it down the inside. Oh my word, he's done that. And he's made very easy work of that one, Lewis Hamilton. What a move. As Lando Norris thinks he can have a goal down the inside here. Oh, a little bit of contact there. That was a case of Norris being brave and Jackson just not giving an inch. So it looks like we go into the end of lap 1, gaining 1 place. And it weren't for a mistake, Hamilton wouldn't have got past just as yet. Jackson has to put all his efforts now into defending from Lando Norris. Pierre Gasly leads the race over the line in P1. Midway through lap 2 here, Jackson just not able to get the car around that corner in a nice way. Lando Norris hot on his tail. Dips that right hand front tyre into the curb, which just give him a little bit of skid on the track then. Lando Norris going to try one. Isn't getting there yet. Yuki Tsunoda is getting involved now, just bringing himself into the race. Norris not able to pass. Nicely taken there around the final 2 corners. Over lap 2, still in P5. But here we go, Lando Norris climbing up the hill. Less than 200ths behind, gaining.
There's been an incident on.
How does Jackson defend this? He's up inside. Oh, he's outbraked him. Oh, a little bit of contact there.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
There's a little bit of contact there between Norris and Jackson.
Confirmed.
Yuki Tsunoda takes that place from Norris. He's now hot on Jackson's tail. Yuki Tsunoda is a try one up the inside. Lando Norris is there as well. It's a 3-way car battle this. Jackson, has he outbraked Tsunoda? He has, and Norris then goes and pinches P6 back off Yuki Tsunoda. What a battle we're having here in the midfield. Ooh, just looked like he missed a rev then. And Lando Norris is interested. Oh! Now that is... Look at that defending. I think that's over the mark. As Jackson pits on lap 3 already. And that's for a new front nose. That explains why a couple of corners just were not going well for Jackson. This is going to be a major hamper on his race. As he comes out the pits, George Russell, his teammate, out the session. George Russell out the session. As we join back on lap 7 now. Trying to get past Daniel Ricciardo and Callum Ilott here. He's got a lot more speed than Daniel Ricciardo. Looked like they actually touched cars then. Surprised there's been no damage from that. Look how close these are racing together. Jackson tried to move, but it's not the place to do it. Daniel Ricciardo gets past Callum Ilott. Oh, and look at that for a move in the slow cornered chicane. He's got through. That is a great move. Frees up Jackson to go attack Danny Ricciardo now. Oh, they touch. How is there no front wing damage there for Jackson? He has gone straight into the back of Danny Ricciardo. As he follows him up the hill here, will get DRS. Can he make the most of it? ERS is open as well. We're going to be touching 210 miles an hour, 220 miles an hour now. So does Jackson go for a move here on the corner? He actually does. My word, he's outbraked Danny Ricciardo there. And Danny Ricciardo is known as a late breaker himself, so that must have been a take your cap off moment. Obviously, Danny won't be happy about being passed there, but wow, what a way to do it from Jackson as he climbs up to P11. Gonna have to put a big stint on now for the last 3 laps of this race.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
As he chases Charles Leclerc up the hill here, he's going to get DRS on him, and look how close he is. He's not even going to need the DRS. 250 miles an hour, he jinks right. Will he get the overtake done? Oh, a little bit of contact, but he gets round him. Leclerc opting for the hard tyre. That must be a tight decision.
Good job, nice overtake.
For later in the season. Giovinazzi now. Look how close Jackson's getting to the back of the Aston Martin. Giovinazzi, the car in front. Looks like this will be done on this lap, to be honest with you. Oh, loses some revs there and got on the curb. That is going to invite Charles Leclerc back into it and give Giovinazzi a bit of time to just nip away. Look at, see, it's Charles Leclerc. The door was wide open for him to make that move. Lap 10 here. This is going to be a desperation lunge. He's side by side going into the corner. A little bit of wheel banging there from Charles Leclerc. And Jackson just cuts him right off. A warning there for a collision with Charles Leclerc. Warranted as well.
This is your final lap of the race.
For the final lap, Charles Leclerc desperate to take back that P10 and grab himself a point. On the hard tyre though, he just won't have the same pace, so he's going to have to use his DRS zones. Antonio Giovinazzi, 800th of a second in front of Jackson. Is he catchable? Giovinazzi does not have DRS
We've
on
only got
Lance
2 laps of fuel left.
Is this going to be a lunge down the inside? He's got close enough. He's not close enough. He is not close enough. Does he get the move done? Giovinazzi looks slow out that corner. Is there an opportunity to make a move here? No, Jackson backs off. He knows he's got the back straight to have a go. Is that what he's banking on? Runs a little bit wide there, has to take corrective action. So not going to the boards. Giovinazzi starting to pull away and Jackson losing that advantage. And who is coming up here? Charles Leclerc. Oh my word. He's going to try on down the inside. Jackson making that car wide. Keeps P10. Pierre Gasly gets over the line to take P1 and the race win. Is Giovinazzi too far back? In front. A bit of corner put in there. 200 miles an hour. He won't get there. He won't be able to get there. He fends off Charles Leclerc for P10. He can't catch Antonio Giovinazzi. That is the checkered flag. It's a P10 and 1 point.
How did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of
For
confidence.
them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Gasly, our championship leader, pushes that lead out even further after today's great performance. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony